Okay, this video is for Algebra 1. We're looking at absolute value day 3. Today we're going to look at inequalities. This basically is going to be what we did on day 1, except you've got greater than or less than signs. So to solve an absolute inequality, you're going to do basically the same thing except for one difference. If you multiply or divide by a negative number, you have to flip the symbol. Okay, right here. You have to do this. This is your only thing that's different. So, if you have the absolute value of x plus 5 is greater than 7, it turns into two equations. X plus 5 is greater than 7. X plus 5 is less than negative 7. Notice that I changed the symbol and the sign for my second inequality. And then you solve them like normal. Then you're going to graph them on the number line. Remember, if it is either of these, it's an open circle, and if it has a line under it, it is a solid circle. As long as x is on the left, you shade the way the arrow points. Okay, so let's go to the next page and look at some examples. Don't forget, if it's saying that it's less than a negative number, there is no solution because absolute value means it has to be positive. So looking at the absolute value of 6n is less than or equal to 18, you're going to have 6n is less than or equal to 18, and you're going to have 6n is greater than or equal to negative 18. You flip the symbol and you change the sign. So we're going to take and divide both sides by 6. N is less than 3. Divided by 6. N is less than or equal to over here, greater than or equal to negative 3. So you go to where n is 3. You put a solid, and you're going to go this way, less than. Go to where it's negative 3, it's solid, and you're going to go this way. So it ends up being the middle part of your graph. For number 2, you're going to have p plus 4 is less than or equal to 8, and you're going to have p plus 4 is greater than or equal to negative 8. You're going to subtract your 4, and you get p is less than or equal to 4. You're going to subtract your 4, and you get p is greater than or equal to negative 12. So go to where p is 4, make a solid circle. Go to where p is negative 12, solid circle. From the 4, you're going to shade to the left. From the negative 12, you're going to shade to the right. So once again, it's the middle of the graph. Number 3 is going to be m minus 2 is less than 8, and m minus 2 is greater than negative 8. Add your 2, and m is less than 10. Add your 2, m is greater than negative 6. So you put an open circle at 10 and an open circle at negative 6. At 10, you're shading left. At negative 6, you're shading right. So once again, it's the middle. 5x is less than or equal to 10. 5x is greater than or equal to negative 10. Divide by 5. X is less than or equal to 2. Divide by 5. X is greater than or equal to negative 2. Solid circle at negative 2 and positive 2. At positive 2, you're shading left. At negative 2, you're shading right. Still the middle. Going to the next page. You need to move the 5 before you make your two inequalities. So this becomes the absolute value of x is greater than or equal to 11 minus 5, which is 6. So you're going to have x is greater than or equal to 6. You're going to have x is less than or equal to negative 6. Solid circle at negative 6, solid circle at 6. X is greater than or equal to 6, so at 6 we're going to the right. X is less than or equal to negative 6, we're going to the left. You got to move your 2, so the absolute value of m is greater than 2, because 0 plus 2 is 2. M is greater than 2, m is less than negative 2. Open circle at negative 2 and at 2. At 2, you're shading to the right. At negative 2, you're shading to the left. Looking at number 7, you're going to start by adding the 3, and so this is really going to be 5. So you have r is greater than 5, and you have r is less than negative 5. This is going to be an open circle at negative 5 and positive 5. At the positive 5, you go right. At the negative 5, you go left. Number 8, you're going to start by moving the 2 and subtracting that. So this is really 3. So n is greater than or equal to 3. N is less than or equal to negative 3. It's going to be a solid circle at -3 and at 3 because of the line that was under the symbol. At 3, you're going to go right, and at -3, you're going to go left. Looking at number 9, you're going to start by bringing the 5 over and added that. -2 plus 5 is 3. So you have x minus 2 is less than 3, and you have x minus 2 is greater than -3. Add your 2, x is less than 5. Add your 2, x is greater than -1. So we have an open circle at -1 and at 5. It's going to be to the left of 5 and to the right of -1, so it's the middle. You're going to add your 3, and so that becomes 8 over here. So x minus 4 is less than 8. X minus 4 is greater than -8. We're going to add 4. X is less than 12. We're going to add 4. X is greater than -4. Open circle at -4. Open circle at 12. To the left of 12. To the right of -4. So it's the middle. Even though it's at the beginning, you're still going to go to the other side and do the opposite. So it's -1, and so 4 minus 1 is 3. 1 plus b is less than 3. 1 plus b is greater than -3. You're going to subtract 1. B is less than 2. Subtract 1. B is greater than -4. Open circle at -4 and +2. To the left of 2 and to the right of -4. Bring your 6 over and add that. And so this is 1. V plus 5 is less than 1. V plus 5 is greater than -1. Subtract your 5. V is less than -4. Subtract your 5. V is greater than -6. So open circle at -6 and -4. And you're going to end up shading between the two. Now, when you do your assignment, do not just write the answer, okay? You've got to show me the work, you've got to write the answer, and you've got to draw the graph and do the shading. If all you do is put x is less than 1 and x is greater than 2, I'm not going to count it right, okay? All right, that's it. You're ready for your assignment.